race in third place.
Yeah, competition is thick out there, and Whitwer, he's starting to catch Hansen. Look at this. He's starting to move inside, outside on him.
You suppose he's feeling the heat from an oncoming sled and figures he better make the move?
Yeah, absolutely. He's feeling like if he doesn't get going, he's going to fall to third, and that is not where you want to be. Heat races matter so much. That start position is crucial.
Well, that's Skidoo there for your race leader. Hansen Shield a lot better, it looked like, in the second half of that Skidoo rhythm section, and that gives him a little bit of breathing space here. We've got 2 laps left to go in this first Pro Light heat in round number 1, and now Whitwer's going to go maybe from playing offense to playing defense because Creighton's turning the heat up, and the top 3 are all in the same stretch of track here with a lap and a third to go.
And I like Hansen. What he's doing is still searching. I'm not sure if it was the right move, but he did move his line around a little bit, and you can see he lost some time in that. So unfortunate, but he's being confident with showing he's not settling on a line right now, and that's what I do like to see. And as I say that, he starts to stretch it out again.
So Shield gapping it out. Dylan puts the power down over the Amsoil finish line jump, and he has just made the move into second behind Hansen Shield. Does he have enough time in the final lap to catch Hansen?
We'll see here. His pass is around Whitwer, but it's not over yet. Whitwer is going to battle back, and it's going to be close, but we only got 1 straightaway and a turn left, and I think Hansen's going to wrap this thing up.
Well, this is going to be a big boost for Hansen Shield for the day here as he comes around the final corner. Dylan and Whitwer right there. They'll make the turn over that final set of rhythms. Shield will get the win. Dylan about 3 sleds back in second. Whitwer will finish in third. Then a few more seconds back to Eric Downs, just coming across the Amsoil finish line jump, in a battle for the 5th spot, getting sketchy right down to the wire. And it is Lavoie who gets there ahead of Drew Freeland, who was about off that sled coming up the Amsoil finish line jump. That's how important the points are. That's how hard you're racing to the flag.
That's right. Great action in the first round. What we love to see.
Now we get ready for our second heat. Jeremy Ballou, 3rd place last night. Bailey Force, Dylan Rose, Troy Horbani, Josh Shepard, and others. There's Bailey on the 341, Dylan Rose on the 12, Jeremy on the 122, another 1-3 Motorsports sled.
And Jeremy showed some huge speed last night. I really feel like he's broken through a little bit, and he's going to show everybody. I think that confidence from last night is going to just shine through here. He's in a nice spot for the start. Pay attention.
Give a call out to our 2 other Quebec riders in the field, William St. Laurent and Nathan Malou, along with Samuel Lavoie. Here we go. Hole shot to Jeremy. Looks like Bailey coming out the 2 spot here. But look at that launch out for Jeremy. Man, they must have found a tune, or he just found a rhythm, because he was ripping starts like that yesterday too.
Yeah, they sure have worked on that machine and got it up to speed, and between the confidence, the headspace, and the sled working just a tick better, you're going to see exactly what you are seeing right now, and that's hole shots and leading and riding with a lot of confidence.
And Bailey Forrest able to withstand the charge from Dylan Rose. They're right together for second and third. Looks like Troy Horbani battling it out a little further back for 4th as we watch race leader Jeremy Ballou kind of blitz his way through that rhythm. And right now his lead is somewhere in the neighborhood of a 1.5 seconds.
He's got a really finesse style. And watch, he doesn't let the machine come back at him too quick, and really flows through everything, really smooth, technical. One that I think people have got to start paying a little bit more attention to. The speed is only going to get better when you have all the fundamentals right.
When you talk about, I think of finesse versus just brute strength and power, because you see examples of both of that in Amsoil Championship Snocross. How does that develop? Is that just from the amount of seat time and essentially growing up on a sled?
Yeah, exactly. Sitting at that practice track, trying to perfect that way that machine moves underneath you as you hit that bump. That's just reps. There's no replacement for that. That's all you can do is burn a lot of gas and try to perfect your skill.
Nathan Ballou getting ahead of, looks like possibly getting ahead of Dylan Rose here. We'll check it out as they come around. That is Bailey Forst, okay? That is Bailey, so he is maintaining the second spot. And you can see where they're all popping that big triple, a good booter takeoff on that to get everybody up in the air, and that changes out the straight rhythm that we pretty much had there in that skidoo portion of the course 1 round to go.
Yeah, Bailey better clean up that rhythm section in that back. He needs to find something a little smoother because Rose has got it figured out, but unfortunately, as he gets close, he gets roosted and has to shut down. So, a few corners here. You're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. If Forrest doesn't change his lineup, he's gonna fall to 3rd.
Yeah, Dylan Rose is there trying to take advantage of opportunity. And opportunity is knocking because the white flag will be out for race leader Jeremy Ballou when he comes by this time. Rose doubling out. Longtime Snocross campaigner from upstate New York. Loses loses a little bit of time there.
Yeah.
So Jeremy Ballou continues to hang on to the advantage as we watch Rose continuing to chase after Bailey Forst. Bailey getting ready to come out through the Arctic Cat corner here.
Got to ride her down. This is what I was speaking of a little bit earlier. I see it out of the corner of my eye.
Oh yeah, that's Nathan Ballou that's over the berm in the corner there. He is up walking away from the sled as the checkers will wave here for Jeremy Ballou. So he will grab a win here in round 1 of Pro Light for this afternoon. Bailey Forst will finish 2nd, and Dylan Rose will come across for the 3rd spot. They're still racing for 4th and 5th. Getting ready to come across the line. 4th spot will go to Josh Shepard and Troy Horabati on the Bikeman sponsor 157. Will finish 5th, followed by St. Laurent. And again, you saw Ballou unfortunately had the off there in the final corner. So that is 2 of the 4 heats here in round 1 of Pro Light. We get ready now for heat number 3. And you want to talk about another stacked field? Let me click off some names here for you. You got Oscar England in this one. Evan Christian, a couple of outstanding Canadian competitors, Maxim Pepin and Max Tellifer, who we saw win the Veterans Plus 30 a little bit earlier today. Tyler Archambault, Kenny Mandrick, Cale Firth, and Charles-Antoine Arret. So that's a pretty stout lineup there.
Yeah, it sure is. And Evan Christian showed a lot of good things yesterday. Loved what I saw out of him. The speed was good. The effort was good. Doesn't always go your way every time, but if you're in the right headspace and you're putting the effort forth, usually eventually it will work out. And Archibald 901 there on that Polaris. He has been a little hot and cold all year. You've seen him early show a lot of speed, then have his troubles, but you can never rest on his talents. He is always fast.
Yeah, he had to qualify yesterday by going through the LCQ. Didn't make the original top 10 cut. The 144X, and is Max Tellifer there, center of the screen.
The old guy.
Yeah.
He's got a final under his belt already, so he's all warmed up, ready to go. And sometimes that's a good thing. Watch for him. He might be really quick on that starting line because he's had that blood pumping early.
And the sleeper here might be the person lined up all the way to the inside alongside Evan Christian, Oscar England on that FXR Green Mountain Racing sled.
Yeah, England's showed speed before too, and he's always ready to go.
Looks like Oscar got the ripper he was looking for, but there's company coming. Look at him around the outside. Kenny Mandrick busts out into the lead. Cale Firth launching big as Mandrick going bar to bar for the top spot here as they come through the short chute and make their way into the FXR turn. Mandrick now has the lead outright. England right behind him. And England is going to lead a whole chorus line around on his side of the track. Mandrick was the only one of the top 5 that elected to go outside inside. And look at the gap that it worked out for him.
Yeah, it was a lot faster to go to that outside inside. And I think next lap, watch for England to follow him. He realized that he gave up a lot of space in one lap.
One sled, it looks like losing a little bit of traction there. That might have been Cale Firth with the 140. Looks like he almost spun the track. And Evan Christian is back behind him in 5th. Oh, tip over and out of the ballpark for Oscar England.
And that is welcome to Quebec.
Wow.
Max Helfer gave him a little chin music and just said, hey, you're going to run out of real estate if you don't let off the gas. And unfortunately, he didn't. So.
Yes, Kenny Mandrick, meanwhile, blissfully unaware of what just happened because it was behind him about 3 seconds or so. That gap is obviously going to be bigger now. Let's take another look at what happened here with Oscar England and Max Telfer.
Yeah, Telfer just beats him to that corner, and England should have been a little bit more prepared for that. I don't understand why he thought he could just ride through his snowmobile. So, unfortunately, he's on the ground, and Kai-Fi moves himself into that 2nd spot.
Yeah, you can only get in between the edges of the track. Once you're off, you're off, and that's what happened there, unfortunately, for Oscar England. Meanwhile, Kenny Mandrick having a pretty comfortable ride of it here with still a couple laps left to run as he has opened up the gap on Max Telfer, and looks like Evan Christian may have just made a move on Cale Firth to get himself up into the 3rd spot. And yes, we get it confirmed there with the KC Motorsports number 33 machine coming past the 2 laps to go signal.
Yeah, Evan picking up on some of that misfortune. England got an easy pickup on a position. Not ideal to be sitting in that 5th spot at one point in this heat race. He needs to be top 3s all day long and challenging for those wins. That's where I think him and his team believe they are needing to be. So
some good form there. We've been watching some racers in the field have been struggling to get that triple in the middle of the Skidoo rhythm section. They're doing it with ease.
Califer having issues. So now Christian's going to move himself into 2nd.
So this is turning into a nice little rebound ride in round 1 for Evan Christian.
Yeah.
5th to 2nd over the last couple of laps.
That's damage control is what that is, and that's what makes the difference when it comes final time. He's going to come out of here with a 2nd. Possibly the race isn't over. We still have a lap to go.
Yeah, anything could happen here. We've already seen it as Kenny Mandrick clears the big triple in the middle of the Skidoo rhythm section for the last time, and he will launch himself around the final corner, make his way toward the checkered flag. So heat number 3 here for round 1 of Pro Light goes to the Mandrick number 61. And for Evan Christian, it started in the outhouse, doesn't quite land in the penthouse, but it gets close with a 2nd. 3rd spot goes to Telfer. 4th to Firth. Firth was 4th. Think about that one. And Tyler Archibald finishes in 5th. So we have one more heat to go here in round 1 of Pro Light. There's your unofficial results from the race that you just watched. If you're just tuning in here on FloRacing, we bid you a welcome from north of the border in Valcourt, Quebec. We are at the Skidoo Grand Prix de Valcourt. Paul Small, Robbie Malinowski alongside with your coverage here on FloRacing. Also joined by our team of English and French announcers for the Valcourt circuit. A little bit later on, you'll be seeing some more ice oval racing, but right now we are getting ready to wrap up Pro Light. As you look at the results from round number 3, that was heat number 3 that was just contested. Heat number 4 is on the button, and there's your lineup.
And pay attention to the 710 Adam Ashline getting that podium last night. That is gonna just breed more energy to get up and go for those wins, and I just got a good feeling about him this weekend. He's been fast all along, and he can nail this start. It might be curtains for everybody. Oh, we got movement early.
Oh, yeah, and that
25.
is Tyler Ullman having to go to the back of the line. Who will be the benefactor of all of that? Well, throw a blanket over him, coming over the Emswell finish line. Jump Topi Posty going to the outside of Adam Ashline. He didn't get off the line first. but he'll make the corner here with the lead. Topi Posty moving into the number 2 spot. Nick Lorenz up there trying to fight his way up on the outside of the berm. They're 2 and 3 wide there going into that Polaris Arctic Cat switchback complex, but they're all chasing Adam Ashline except for Topi Posty. He wants to get by Adam Ashline. Oh!
He might have stalled that machine when he cased it. Yeah, it's up and running again.
And he loses another spot. That's Nick Lorenz that just went powering past him, but now Ashline's back on the loud pedal here.
Yeah, pay attention to this. Ashline's not going to be happy with that. He's going to want to get back all those spots that he just lost. And I have a feeling the riders in front of him are going to feel his wrath here soon. But Posty right there, making it happen.
And you've got 2 riders at the front of the field here in this qualifier that had dismal finals yesterday. Man, what a shot in the arm it would be for them to rebound here in the first heat in round number 1 and go 1-2.
Yeah, sure do. And you see Nick Lorenz definitely way off the mark last night. He needs to find what he's capable of. We've seen it this year, and this is what we've seen, him challenging for wins.
So the gap between first and second, not much. Maybe a second as Lorenz continues in his pursuit of Topi Posty on the Makita Skidoo. Lorenz back there behind him on that West Coast custom Skidoo machine. So the Skidoos run 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, you're seeing some dominance there by them for sure. You hang on, Topi. He's got a little crooked. Topi being so small, such a little guy out there.
Yeah, and wow, he got a good run. Nick Lorenz got close there, coming in on the inside into that 90-degree turn that leads under the arch. Now they head towards the Polaris and Arctic Cat switchbacks here. Posty on the outside, then he'll be on the inside. That forces Lorenz long way around. And as they come out the other side, the gap remains about the same. So no advantage gained or lost there.
I still think that outside-inside right now is the faster preferred line, but as the riders use it, you know how it goes. They're going to move that snow around so much. It will become slower eventually.
Here comes Lorenz. He's making another run down to the inside. Can he throw the block here on Topi? He's alongside. Topi gets a better rhythm coming into that short shoot and hangs on, but Lorenz is right there. Elbows up, baby.
Block pass perfectly executed, and they get to that outside-inside. Lorenz knew exactly where he needed to make that pass, and unfortunately, Topi is going to be running out of time to make any kind of counter punch.
I think that was game, set, match all delivered there in one corner. Nick Lorenz. Talk about your rebound rides. We've been kind of tossing that term around. This is a rebound ride for this kid as Nick gets the win here to wrap up Heat 4 in round 1 of Pro Light. Topi Posty second. Ashline recovers from the issue for third. Legendre will take the 4th spot, and here comes showtime. Jesse Kirchmeier as he will grab the number 5 position. So that is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen, for this portion of AMSOIL Championship Snocross round number 8 here at the Skidoo Grand Prix de Valcourt. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll be rejoining our English and French commentary from our house announcers with more action on the ice oval. Stay with us.
Snowmobile and motorsports enthusiasts rely on Rock Speed FX for their full lineup of handguards, bar risers, traction products, and more. New releases for 2020 include Rock's all-season gauntlet handguards, soft gauntlet guards, anchor grip traction pad, and flexible grab handle. From the trail to the track, Rock Speed FX can outfit your sled with the latest in comfort and ergonomic innovation. Learn more by visiting rockspeedfx.com.
I'm Levi LaValle, and I'm protected by FAST.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good. Meet up at the Countdown Group Up. That's 10-4. Oh, that jump was huge.
Yeah, for sure, dog.
Good little driver, straight on through.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Hey guys, my name is Ryan Frank, Pro 30 Snocross rider for Kraychek Racing. As some of you already know, my son Racer here was injured in a motocross accident back on April 25th of 2020, resulting in a C6 spinal cord injury. Prior to that, Racer was well on his way to having a very successful snowcross career. Last season, with the support of Racer, my wife, my family and friends, I decided after 19 years to come out of snowcross racing retirement and try to raise money for spinal cord injury research. With the help of Levi and Kristen LaValle, we decided to go with the Wings for Life Foundation, where we wanted the money raised to go to. Last season, my team and I raised $10,000 to donate to the Wings for Life Foundation, and this year we want to do even more.
For some of you who are not familiar with the Wings for Life Foundation, here's an interesting fact about spinal cord injury. 300,000 Americans suffer daily with a spinal cord injury.
On average, research projects are funded for 3 years and are in 17 different countries.
62 ongoing global research projects.
Wings for Life has 27 ongoing U.S. research projects.
Every dollar donated goes directly to research.
And 299 total projects funded globally since inception.
Wings for Life's mission is to find a cure for spinal cord injuries. They fund cutting-edge scientific research and clinical trials around the globe to help heal spinal cord injuries.
Like I said, everyone, this year my team and I, we want to do even more. Not just raise more money for spinal cord injury research, but we want to get more people involved to show your support for this great foundation. What we're proposing is a way to not only raise money for spinal cord injury research, but also showing your support for this great foundation at the same time. For a $20 donation, you get these 3 Wings for Life decals. We encourage you to put them on your helmet, your snowmobile, your trailer, your toolbox, pretty much anything. That way people know you are a proud supporter of the Wings for Life Foundation and you also want to see spinal cord injuries cured. And maybe one day, because of your support, people like Racer and many others alike with spinal cord injuries can be cured.
Welcome back to the Skidoo Grand Prix de Valcourt here in Quebec. Paul Small, Robbie Malinowski, ready for race number 1 of today's AMSOIL Pro Triple Crown. Unlike yesterday, when all 3 legs of the Triple Crown were pretty much contested under the lights, today we're in daylight, or flat light, I guess you would say as a racer, Robbie.
Yeah, flat light, and it's hard to see not only the roost from the back of these machines, but the lighting. Goggle lens will be something of topic for these riders. They're going to be paying attention to that, and you can see Adam Peterson qualified 3rd in our practice, so he's going to have a great gate pick. But 2 names that I'm going to be keeping an eye on is Daniel Benham, Jacob Björk. The 2 Arctic Cat riders asserted themselves up front early in that practice, and they have not been able to do that until now, so it matters a lot. You can see the riders
doing a little snow farming.
Yeah.
Little excavation work. When in doubt, stomp it out. There you go. There's a look down in the starting line area. Cody Cam just rolling up, having completed his sight lap. Cam, a 3rd, a 5th, and a 3rd yesterday. And here comes Daniel Benham. He is not wasting any time. He and Jacob Björk are going to grab those 2 inside gate spots. I say inside because the turn off the start straight, while it's to your right, is to right or left.
Yeah, and that's preferably where you want to be. You dictate that, and everybody has to start turning. And what I mean by that is as you go into that first corner, if you want to go all the way to the far end, everybody on your right is going to have to basically shut it down, or they're going to run off the track. So that is the spot you want to be in. You control your destiny as long as you take off at the same time. Something LaBelle last night, and I'm going to harp on him about that. He was so far off on that starting line. He needs to be better. And look at that. Yerk left that opening. He must see some better snow conditions or something. Let Adam Peterson squeak in to that 2nd spot.
Yeah, Cody Cam rolling in. There's your new point leader, Emil Haar. Now, if you're joining us saying, wait a minute, new point leader, what happened to Elias Ischel? If you have not heard, Elias suffered numerous injuries in a crash at the previous weekend's racing a couple of weeks ago in Deadwood, is recovering from his injuries. And Elias, if you're watching, we wish you all the best. Wish you were here, man.
That's right. And this style of track is something that he could blow everyone's doors off with. He is such a hard charger, and the rougher the better for him, that's for sure.
Oh, check out the blue camo gear there for Hunter Patino that he's wearing today. For the pit coat, that's a sharp looking coat.
He's going to be the last one to line up on this front line, so he's got a lot of room around him.
You can see the U.S. Air Force emblem there on the front of the Patino sled, longtime partners with the Shearing Motorsports stable, along with our friends from AMSOIL. Gustav Salston's sled being brought up here. He will start from, looks like he was number 8 qualifier, so.
I wonder if he's lining up to race or not, or is he injured, or what's going on there?
Yeah, it was brought up. It was a crew member that brought the sled up, so he may get on it and just take the start here if he does have some kind of a problem that would preclude him from actually racing today. That would be a bad break for the winner of our AMSOIL Dominator to start the season back in Ironwood, Michigan. All right, so we get the call here to fire the engines, get on the hot start buttons to get those pipes up to temperature. So round number 8 of AMSOIL Pro competition for AMSOIL Championship Snocross. This marks the halfway point of the season, and the question is, will Emil Haar, now that he has the red plate going in, come out of Valcourt with the same red plate?
Well, and the other thing that I'm going to be looking at is, can these Arctic Cat boys do anything with those good qualifying positions? So, pay attention. I know they're hoping to see a lot of green in that first corner.
boy, Adam Peterson got it. Studboy hole shot. Peltier comes in there 4 wide for the number 2 spot. Now 3 wide for the lead over the end goal. Finish line jump hard on the inside of Peltier. Peterson going to the outside.
And look at Francis Peltier.
Oh, and Peterson almost off the track and gathers it back up.
Pick it up exactly where he left off last night. Francis out front early, making sure that he gets that start. It's going to be a battle. Him and Har are going to lay it all out. This one matters a lot right now. You want to position yourself.
He who strikes first often strikes last. Jacob Yerk trying to strike for the second spot, sweeps it around the outside, puts the Arctic Cat power down as he battles Harsh Jugging Motorsports Polaris bar to bar over the end zone finish line.
Yeah, and you know what he did there? He got out of the roost. He knew Har was going to go to that inside. Jacob just elected to stay out of the roost. Clear vision matters right now. Har's got a lot of race happening. He was trying to go for the lead. He's got Yerk chasing him. It's a lot. It's hectic. As we say that, Francis Peltier starts to pull away.
So Peltier launches the big triple hard just behind along with Yerk. Then you've got Daniel Benham hanging there in the 4th spot. And Jordan LaBelle, oh, trouble for Jacob Yerk. The sled tilted on him, and that allows Benham to slip through. And 2 spots go by the wayside as a result of that one little mistake for Jacob Yerk from 2nd back to 4th. That puts Benham up 1 into 3rd.
Yeah, and that's how quick it turns. Yerk being one of the faster ones on the track. Watch a replay here. Watch Yerk. He's going to square up, try to duck inside. Too much, and that's how slippery that snow is. It starts to pack, and he's lucky he didn't get banged up worse.
He got a couple of shots there, though, as both Benham and LaBelle sleds made contact with his stalled sled at the same.
So Benham sitting in that 3rd spot. Great showing so far. Can Yerk recover? It looks like he has. Look at him. He has got a line there.
I think Yerk's motivated, shall we say, maybe a little bit angry at himself for that one.
Oh, absolutely. He knows he threw away a golden opportunity. Gonna have to work twice as hard for the same result.
Chasing fellow Arctic Cat racer Daniel Benham, raced for 3rd and 4th. Francis Peltier only a 2.5 seconds ahead of Emil Har. And now figure Jordan LaBelle into the mix, coming in there on the turquoise Skidoo, the Makina machine. He is tucked in there and is chasing down Jacob Yerk, so this could turn into a 3-way battle for the final podium spot here. We've still got a little over 5 minutes plus 1 to go.
And Har actually closed the gap a little bit, so I think that race is far from over. Francis better find something. Benham sitting right there, 3 seconds back as well, so Har is the one that you're going to want to pay attention to.
There is Emil Har, current point leader, 1 round to go. Won the first 2, finished 2nd to Peltier to pick up the win. Wipes his goggles casually, going over the triple in the Skidoo rhythm section. As you've mentioned before, Robbie, one of the advantages that Emil Har may have is, I mean, you look at his frame, and I'm talking about body composition here. Long, lean, and mean. That height definitely does play to his advantage.
It sure does. When you get into those deep holes where you have to really let the machine articulate up, down, and sideways, he can kind of hang off. And look at the Arctic Cat boys here. You've got Yerk and Benham, teammates a year ago. Now separate teams, but same brand and representing well for Arctic Cat right now.
They both pop over that triple. Still Daniel Benham holding off Jacob Yerk as they come around the 180 switchback here. That takes him back to the Amsoil finish line jump. We're past the halfway point of this leg 1 of the Amsoil Pro Triple Crown. Francis Peltier continues to lead, but by less than 1 second, and Har is off the track.
Har makes a big mistake, jumps off the track. He was 0.8 seconds behind Peltier, and you can see he was looking to strike. Got a little too anxious there, and now you're going to see a pretty big gap between 1st and 2nd when they come around. And
Har having a hard time clearing the triple on that right-hand side of that Skidoo rhythm section. I think that cost him a little bit.
Look at the replay. Har jumps off the edge, just too much. Fortunate there was nothing in his way when he jumped off and was able to get back on the track. And See, he lost almost a full second by that one mistake.
Yeah, and he's got time, but that time is a precious commodity here as we tick down inside 3 minutes to go. Laps are at about 42 seconds right now. Fastest lap of the race early on was turned by Daniel Benham. That was before the track got chewed up, so it is getting slower instead of faster. Not at all surprised by that.
No, that's pretty typical, especially in these conditions. And Humble Francis, man, he has been on one. He showed up. He did the blue-collar race last night. Came from the back row. And now, with 2.5 to go, roughly, plus a lap, he's sitting in complete control. Obviously, far from over.
As he heads up into the Polaris starting cat switchback section, Peltier able to take control of things after the chaos there at the start.
It was hectic, but that is what we love here. ISOC Snocross racing is a lot of things happening at once, and I feel like it calmed down a little bit. Now we have LaBelle looking to make some moves.
Now, LaBelle is one of those riders that can put on the late race charge. If you're wondering, well, how do they know how much time is left in the race? There is an LED board that signals that to the riders at the Amsoil finish line, so they can see that clock running down every time they come by.
Yeah, they can take a little peek over to that and kind of gauge where they're at. And you have a full tank of gas in your snowmobile, but you also in your body as well. So you want to make sure you have enough at the end, especially if you have somebody that's coming up like a LaBelle. He's going to strike. It looks like he's got a little bit of an advantage right now.
Oh, and he flies a little lower, clearing that triple. That could spell the difference here at the end of the section. Can he pull the crossover move?
Yes.
Stuff and done.
Checks up, goes inside, outside, and parks him right there. So Yerk is going the wrong direction. LaBelle picks up an extra spot, and that's crucial for that overall.
Now remember, Francis Peltier, 1 round to go, started with a 4th, wound up 2nd overall in round number 7. So,
and gate pick on that starting line. He's going to get a lot closer to that inside, and that is crucial. One who's going to have the first pick is looking like it's going to be Francis right now.
Yeah, and it looks like he will be 2 laps away from a checkered flag, or 2 laps away from the 1 lap away from the white flag, 2 away from the checkered flag, shall we say. So this time by 17 seconds, so the clock will expire. He'll come around, see the white flag next time. Emil Haar has taken about half a second out of that 2-second gap. Remember, Haar had that unforced error, jumped off the track. Well, looks like he's got some late race steam in the tank, and he's coming.
Yeah, he always does. You know he's fit and ready to go the distance, and track's breaking down. It's starting to turn into a line decision, not just a wide open decision, and that's where Haar is always so good. He can find lines, and I'm really impressed though with Dan Benham. Look at the ride he's putting in. Much needed, 1 lap to go.
Now, we haven't talked too much about Daniel, but he has been back there just consistently a couple of seconds back from Emil Haar, so it's a great opening leg of the Triple Crown for that Arctic Cat racer. But a Skidoo leads a Polaris at the front of the field here on the final lap. By no means is this deal done. Haar can try to make a run at him here, coming out of the Arctic Cat corner into the Skidoo rhythm section.
And Francis changed his lineup. I'm not sure if that was the best thing to do. I think he felt like he was giving up too much ground, and you can see Haar was able to close because of that decision. But 1 more straightaway, and it's going to be checkers for
Francis Peltier, winning leg number 1 here of the Amsoil Pro Triple Crown at Amsoil Championship Snowcross, round number 8. Emil Haar in for 2nd. Daniel Benham will finish in 3rd. Coming away with the number 4 spot, Jordan LaBelle, Yerk 5th, followed by Peterson in the number 6 spot. There are the rest of the results. So Francis Peltier grabs the victory here in the first leg of the Amsoil Pro Triple Crown, and he will now set the bar for everyone else when we get ready for race number 2 coming up a little bit later on this afternoon. When we come back, we have more competition for you here at the Skidoo Grand Prix de Valcourt. You're watching Amsoil Championship Snowcross and more on FloRacing.